Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the brothers doing this work for the Four Corners, doing this work in sincerity and truth, the hope for elect. Let's get into the word of the Lord, because Israel is our people are in that dead state of mind, and their mind is on this world. This world is with the world that we're in, which is death, and life is coming through the scripture and understanding His word, because what's the impending doom to come? Their mind is on
the wrong things.
Right, the wrong things.
Like that Kanye song, Paranoid, you thinking about the wrong things. That's what everybody in this world is focused on. Little Jimmy going to his first day at kindergarten, making sure that they got their money saved up so they can go on that vacation next summer. You know, just following bullshit. You want this one first, huh? The Matthew? This is Matthew chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven, and that him they're talking about is Yahushua. Verse 2, he answered and said unto them, When it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
Right, because when it's evening, you know, you could tell, people could tell back then, you really can tell that it's going to be the weather, how the weather is going to be, because, you know, they had that understanding. They could see what... They know how to tell they didn't have no damn meteorologists then. So everybody were probably more in tune with nature even more back then. Not nature, but with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so like that's Satan, but with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
That was certain people's jobs to watch for the sky and to let people know. Right,
like for the moon, you know, first day of the month, you know. But you know, they all knew about how to discern that. Like now, you can still tell.
Oh shit! It's gonna rain today.
Yeah, it's gonna rain today. You can see them dark clouds coming in. You know, so it's not too far away from everybody knowing what everybody could tell if whether a bad storm is coming. So, you know, go ahead, bro.
Verse 3: And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times.
Right. You could look at all these things by discerning them, by looking at the weather. You can see the weather. Oh, it's going to be in the morning time, though. It's going to be raining. You can tell all that from when you're looking outside. But you can't tell what's happening in these days. Or you can't see what's going on with Trump, Pence, the Illuminati, the Illuminati, what they're setting up, their agenda, what they put in your face. I mean, it's so blatant. You can't tell with North Korea. You can't. They do say it's the end. It's the end of days, but they don't think it's the end of their days. You know, they think that the life is still going to continue on in this time, but it's still going to go to their grandchildren. So, you know, that it's not going to be in this time. I remember a dude told me it could be 70 years from now.
Or they can tell you anything about LeBron James's overalls and stats records. They can tell you about their favorite football teams, who everybody on their offensive line, defensive line, what everybody's stats is for the year. They can tell you all the bullshit in the world, but they can't tell you things according to the scriptures. They can't tell you the name of the son, the name of the father. Like the scripture says, what is his father's name and his son's name, as thou canst tell. They can't tell you where Babylon is, how this place is going to be destroyed. They can't tell you things of the spirit.
Right, and it's obvious what Babylon is. If you can't tell by the signs, the statues, the Greek statues, the Babylonian obelisks, the pyramids everywhere, Esau. You can't discern with the weaponry that you see. You can't discern things through the movies that you see. You know, it's gonna be weapons like what they call that with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Which one? Terminator.
Terminator. They got Terminator robots. Things are happening, man. They actually put it in your face, but you just think it's still sci-fi. It's just some movie deal. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 4: A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign.
So you waiting for somebody to skywrite in the clouds with a prop plane
What a sign.
I miss Shayla. You know what I mean? That's that nigga Tyrese faggot ass. But you can't. You can't. You want somebody to have a prop plane to tell you that this is the last day. Or you want to see the Lord come before you get right.
He got to call you by name.
Right. You gotta be called by name.
My son.
My personal Lord and Savior. You know, he got to tap you on the shoulder. You know, you want the prophecy what he did with Samuel. When Samuel he kept calling the spirit, the angel kept calling Samuel's name. You want that to happen. You know, you want fireworks to shoot up in the sky. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 4 still, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of prophet Jonas, and he left them and departed.
Yeah. So, what are the brothers doing now? That's the sign. What we doing? He prophesied against Nineveh, right? And we prophesied against that was Nineveh, but Nineveh was what? Named after who? Nebuchadnezzar. So, you know, that was in Babylon. We prophesying against Babylon. You know, and we're in the belly of this beast, prophesying against us. This the only sign you're gonna get.
Was it named after Nimrod or no?
Oh, Salaki, that was Nimrod. Salaki, that was Nimrod. That was the wife. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nimrod. Come. Go ahead, bro.
I'm about to get another one. If you got something, you can pull
Come.
it.
Right. I'll go to let's try to Isaiah real quick. You got something else?
Yeah, I just found this is I'll just grab it real quick. First Timothy. As soon as I can locate my, there you go. First Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. Okay, that's a lot.
That was First Timothy 5 and 6.
Yep, I got it right here. I'll just start straight at it. First Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure, but she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
Right.
All right, and that's going for all you people, but mainly directed at women, because you people, you're living your life in folly. And even the people that are struggling, they still think that the life is good. You know, you going to work every damn day. If you miss a paycheck, you could be out in the grass, but you just want to live in pleasure. You just sit up, you watch your TV, you go get your fast food. All right, you go celebrate your wicked ass holidays, just living in pleasure. The scripture says that you're dead while you live it, because you don't know what's happening. You're the real walking dead.
Right.
You're spiritually turned off. You don't see what's going on. So when these things hits, you just gonna lay down. You're not even gonna put up a good fight or any resistance. You're just gonna lay down like the dirt that you are.
Right.
Since you didn't want to give heed to this word, you didn't want to take heed to the real signs. Only thing y'all know about is the next date and hour that your favorite TV show is about to come on.
That's right. They put that on record.
Yep.
And they make sure they in the house at that time. But they don't make sure that they getting this self straight with Yahweh Shim Yahushua. Because hey, Israel has a zeal, but they don't want to follow rules. You know, they want to have the pork sandwich. That like my mother. You know, my mother did this, man. So she knows about what I don't eat, the law. You know, it's always food. She had a whole bunch of catfish nuggets. You know, I'm over there, and she says, "You want some catfish?" You know, come on. And you know, you just want to play it like you don't understand that what it is. Oh, well, I got some fries in here. You want some of that? Come on now. It's in the same container. Come on, come on. All right, you know, but they don't consider the things that's going on in the world. Israelites, 2/3, they're not into geopolitics. The geopolitics is not in their mind frame unless there's some type of stockbroker or anything like that, because they pay attention to what's going on in the world, and you know how a stock can go up, how a stock can go down, or something of that sort. But geopolitics is not in their mind. You got to get into that. You know, you got to get on into what China is dropping the dollar. They think America's still going to be the powerhouse. China dropping the dollar is a major default for America, because what it does is it takes it drops the dollar even lower than what it is.
That's an act of war.
That's an act of war.
Somebody's curse. That's like Joe. That's like standing in front of somebody like what, nigga? Swing.
Right.
You know, that's what China basically they're detesting them, telling the whole world we don't have to use American dollar anymore. F them, basically.
Well,
that's a coup, I think they call it. They're trying to basically move
a coup.
Yeah, coup. Trying to move them out of power. But these people don't know nothing about that.
Right.
I bet you know they know the next basketball game though.
Right. Yep.
I got so you can get through it. It goes good.
This is Isaiah 1 and let me go to 2. Here O heavens. No, let me go to the point. The ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know. My people does not consider. Right? They don't consider that this scripture, this Bible is true. They consider it as a book of stories. And when you read it, when you read the scriptures, does it seem like it's just a made up scenario? You can go to other history books and find a lot of things that correlate with the scriptures. They look at it like it's a novel, or the black conscious community, they say it's a collection of stories, or you know, it's not real. But then you go to some sarcophagus to find King Tut, Anubis. You know what I mean? Old woman, they can't find Anubis. They can find Tut. Yeah. You know what I mean? Anubis is just carved on the wall and shit. You know, who never lived. Now we know our power lived. You know, and they don't consider the things that's gonna happen. They don't consider
They don't even think about it.
They don't consider that chip is being mass. It's about to get put into people. They know, and they heard about it. That dude with the damn shame videos telling you about what's going on in the Hollywood industry and shit like that. Even though the nigga was off, he still made some points about the Hollywood industry and how weird it is. That's some satanic shit. So and niggas still want to get in it because they want to be just like that.
They want money, fame. They want security and comfort.
They don't mind a ride going to their ass. A lot of them don't. They don't. Right. It's filled. These niggas don't mind. Women don't mind another woman on them. And just to get some paper, but then they can't look at themselves in the mirror.
Like Jennifer Lawrence, that Edomite, she don't got no mirrors in her house because she can't stand to look at herself. Probably be seeing flashes of demons, all the wicked shit she did whenever she get in front of a mirror.
They haunted. they haunted. Them are haunted houses. They brought so many spirits because they play with the dark magic and shit. And then they just bring spirits in, you know. So that same spirits that's gonna be out here roaming and frightening the hell out of you. Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah chapter 8, starting at verse 7. Yeah, the stork in heaven knoweth her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming, but my people know not the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so even simple animals know when to make a move, when they know when judgment is coming. An example of that, you could look at birds and ocean creatures. Whenever there's a storm coming, birds clear out. And like the creatures in the ocean, fishes, whales, and stuff, they'll completely remove themselves from the area. All right, and I grew up in down south in Texas, and I can't remember the name of birds, but a way we would always know if a heavy rain or a storm was coming is because there was a certain group of birds. They would make I don't even know, I can't replicate the noise, but they would make a certain noise whenever a storm was coming. It sounded like a siren. It'd be like a flock of them. They'd be on trees. Whenever you hear that noise, they'd do it a couple times for like 30 minutes, and then they'd bounce out. And it'd be like, yeah, it's a storm coming. For years. I remember we figured that out. I was like 6 when I realized, damn, whenever they make that noise, shit get fucked up afterwards. You know, and the Lord's saying that, damn, animals can know what time it is, but my people don't know the judgment. They don't know to listen, to do what I say before it's too late. Verse 8, how do you say we are wise? When the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is with us, lo, certainly in vain he made it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. And that's what y'all say. Oh, we're wise. Oh, God is with us. I go to church every Sunday. I know whatever happens, the Lord knows my heart. I'm in Jesus' plans. All that bullshit. You know, that's why it says that it was made in vain, because it was y'all niggas don't keep the law. You don't deal with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Y'all don't know nothing about it. Y'all don't even read the scriptures. You guys
yeah, so y'all don't read the scripture, y'all, and you do not consider the time that we're in. The days are evil, and you can't tell. When you look outside, and you see the world making moves. You see us as Israelites not in a good position, never. You know, you glorify drug dealers. And you glorify the wrong things because your mind is focused on what the masses do. Ain't nothing but a bunch of lemurs. You follow the masses. You know, right off a cliff, and that's where they're suicidal. 2/3 is suicidal.
The hot topic.
Bunch of niggas is a bunch of lemurs. When we created 2/3 a bunch of lemurs because you follow. You don't consider the way you consider what these entertainers tell you. You consider what the leaders of this world tell you. But you don't consider what the Most High told you was true. You don't consider these scriptures. But that's why Yahweh Bashem Yahushai only picked a certain group of men that would abide by this word and work, that they're going to be able to focus and understand that these times are short. That he knows that Satan knows that he has but a short time. So what he going to do? He's going to get everything that he can. He's going to put everything to distract you. Why you think this Kaepernick thing blew up? Why you think everything that they do is in a short amount of time? When they make, and I mean, when it's on their so-called holidays, when they make their they vote for certain issues, because they don't want the masses to know. They know about the chariots. They know those the ones about the redeemers. They scrambling to do anything to get out of not having their rulership, or to get out of to keep their rulership. All right.
I looked something up real quick. This is off of Telegraph, the news website. All right, says bird's consensus, coming storm and flee. All right, it has a picture of the bird. It doesn't look quite like the ones I used to see growing up, but it's called the golden winged warblers.
I ain't never seen them before.